It's 11:11. Happy Tuesday. It's another bright and sunny morning. A little crisp. I'm feeling like I want to put my sweatshirt that I just found on for a little warm up. As usual, I'm here to get my body moving, do a little stretching and strengthening. I invite you to join me if you feel so inclined. You can tell it's chilly when your rings are falling off because your hands aren't puffy. I suppose that's a good thing. Let's do just a little warming up. One elbow over the other, getting the spine moving, the shoulders moving, the legs moving. Let's do a little spinning. It's not full spinning, just a little twisting side to side. Let's do a little lifting up, stretching the body, opening the lungs, pulling air in, and then letting that air out. And again, breathing in, just releasing all that. It helps if you make some kind of sound. I've been reviewing my Qigong lessons, and I will be hopefully sharing some of what I'm remembering and learning in the very near future. But for now, I just want to say, making an audible sigh or sound does help. Actually stimulates and activates the vagus nerve and helps release stress, tension in the body and in the mind. So I encourage you to play with that a little bit. Play with different sounds like sha or whoosh or ha. There are more, and I will be getting into that at some point. For now, though, I'm going to take a breath or two just to bring my attention and awareness into the bottoms of my feet, relax my feet, root myself into the center of the earth, hang my spine from the center of the sky, kind of elongate the spine, and then let's roll down. Checking in with the spine, checking in with the legs, checking in with the hips. You can do a little swaying from the forward bend, straightening one leg and then the other a little bit more. Then just releasing all that and hanging from the hips. Letting gravity do some unwinding. I'm going to roll back up, one vertebra at a time. Let's do some more of that opening of the lungs. And then releasing. I'm going to step back with the left foot into a moderate lunge. That back foot at more of a 45-degree angle today for a little more stability. Still pushing that back heel toward the ground, tipping the tailbone under, looking for a nice straight line through the whole spine, tailbone up through the spine and then up through the neck. Maybe tilting the chin down a little bit. Again, hanging the whole spine from the center of the sky. I'm going to take this back off, bringing arms up overhead, checking not to crunch up in those shoulders. I'm going to twist to the outside, kind of giving the internal organs just a little squeeze, checking in with the alignment of the fingers and arms. Slide that back heel out a little bit more and bring this left hand down on the inside of the right leg for a little twisting aeroplane pose, giving giving those kidneys a little hug, the lungs a little twist, a little squeeze. Bring this arm around and reach for that back hip, gazing out past that long back leg. Again, just giving those organs a little more of a hug, a twist, a wringing out, however you like to think of it. And then unwinding all of that, bringing that hand down on the outside of the right leg and straightening that right leg, draping the body over that forward leg, and then bringing weight on the hands and bringing that back leg back to meet, the front leg back to meet the back leg, pressing through palms, up arms, through spine, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head, pressing the heart toward the center of the earth. And then swinging that left leg forward in between the hands for a nice deep lunge. Like to do a little bouncing there. You bounce if you feel like bouncing, or don't bounce if it doesn't suit you. And I'm going to step forward with that back foot. Again, hanging here in a forward fold. Making some noise, and then I'm going to bend the knees, swing the arms back. I step back a little so I stay in camera, pushing the hips forward, giving a nice counter stretch, and then coming back to neutral. Let's shake that out a little bit. Still warming the body up. Stepping back with the right foot now. Pulling that back hip forward, forward hip back. Placing that back foot on the 45-degree angle for a nice stable lunge. Tipping the tailbone under. Looking for a nice straight line all the way through the spine. Hanging from the sky. Bring the arms up overhead. Making sure not to crunch up in those shoulders, and then again twisting to the outside, giving the kidneys and the lungs a little squeeze, a little internal hug. Bring the eyes all the way back to gaze past that back arm, past the fingertips, and then coming back to front, sliding that back heel out a little bit, bringing the right hand down on the inside of the left leg, and bringing the left fingers up. Gaze past those, still just giving those lungs and kidneys and other organs a nice little hug, little squeeze, and then increasing that twist and squeeze by bringing that arm around to reach for the hip bone on the right side. Gazing out past that long back leg, past the heel, just giving a real squeeze to all those organs. How's everybody doing this morning? All right. I'm going to bring this arm all the way back around to front, place it on the outside of that left foot, and then straighten the left leg. Draping the body over that long leg for a nice stretch of that leg. And then I'm going to bring my weight onto my hands and bring that front foot back to meet the back foot. Pressing through the palms, through the arms, through the spine, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head. Pressing the heels toward the earth. Let's move forward with the chest, pulling that through the shoulders, bringing legs together, bringing eyes up, and dropping the belly for a nice release there. Lifting the hips, pressing again through palms, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head. Let's press more into the left heel and then into the right heel. Just letting the hips tip, pressing into the left, pressing pressing into the right, pressing into both heels, pressing the heart toward the center of the earth, and then swinging that right foot forward in between the hands for a nice deep lunge. Giving that a nice little bounce, a little bouncy bounce, getting warmed up here. Stepping forward with that back foot, and again just hanging from the hips, letting the spine unwind, letting go of the neck, letting go of the stresses of last night and yesterday. Bend the knees, swing the arms back, coming into that counter stretch, opening the chest, pressing the hips forward. Coming back to neutral. Shake that out. Give a little bouncing shake. Let's do some big arm circles. Again, opening the chest, opening the lungs, and then breathing in and breathing out. In and out. Let's go the other way. I like to bend the knees to add a little swing momentum, and out. In and up, and releasing out and back, in and out and back. Shake that out again. I'm going to step back a little and then bring the arms down in a forward fold, straight back. Walk those arms out a little bit, back into that downward facing dog. And then I'm going to lower the hips, swinging those feet back into a plank position. And let's do one slow push-up. Keeping the hands under the shoulders, keeping the elbows in close to the body, keeping the legs pressed together and the abdomen pulled up, down nice and slow, hovering here, and then up nice and slow. Trying to bring the body up in one piece. Lifting those hips again, pressing into a nice long downward facing dog. Tipping the pelvis toward the tailbone. And let's walk those feet up toward hands. Releasing the spine again. Just letting the whole spine hang from the hips. And let's roll up nice and slow. Stacking one vertebra on the next. Checking in with the spines, noticing where it's supple or where it's sticky. Just jiggle, wiggle, shake all that out a little bit more. Let's do some little circles with the hands on wrists. Checking in with the fingers and the wrist bones. You know, there's like 8 bones in that little space right there, articulating together to make those circles, not counting the finger bones, of course, which there are like 15 of, plus the hands, I think. There's a lot of bones in this body, making it all able to wiggle, jiggle like it is. It's pretty neat to think about, I think. I'm going to bring my weight onto the right side for a little balancing. Bringing that left foot and knee up, tipping the tailbone under for a nice straight supportive line in the spine. Making sure to relax those shoulders. Let's do a little ankle rotation. For good measure, there's a lot of bones in that ankle too, and in the foot. Feet are pretty complexly put together. I'm going to reach for the bottom of that foot and pull that knee up even higher, still tipping the tailbone under. Giving a nice stretch through the shoulders there by kind of letting the weight of that leg pull on my hands, and then pulling up again with the hands on that foot, and straighten that leg out forward. Still trying to relax relax that supporting foot and leg. Doing my best not to counter lean as I let go with the right and bring that leg out to the left. Let's do a little exploring of range of motion there. Just encouraging this leg to relax a little bit. Let's bring that foot in close to the groin, setting it on the supporting leg. Still working to relax that supporting leg and foot. Winging this knee out and back a little bit. Still tipping the tailbone under. Let's bring arms up overhead for a moment of imagining myself a tree on a mountain in the cool morning breeze. What kind of tree would you be? One with leaves changing and dropping, or one with needles staying green all winter long in the snow? Let me know. Bringing that down and releasing all of that. Stomp that out a little bit. Bring my weight onto the left and bring the right knee up toward right shoulder, tipping the tailbone under. Let's do a little ankle rotating on that side. Don't forget to breathe and smile, whatever else you're into today. I'm going to reach for the bottom of this foot. Again, bringing that knee up higher. Trying to relax that supporting leg. And then I'm going to let the weight of that leg pull on the shoulders a little bit, because that feels good on the neck and shoulders. And then bringing that up again. Straightening that leg for a forward fold in the air. Still trying to relax that supporting leg, tipping the tailbone under, nice and long and strong through that supporting side and spine as I bring that out to the right side. Just encouraging this leg to relax a little bit. Exploring range of motion in that hip. Bringing this foot in close to the groin, setting that down on the supporting leg. Try not to counter lean, winging that knee back. Still tipping the tailbone under, nice and long and strong. Spine and abdomen working together and bringing those arms up overhead, making sure not to crunch up in the shoulders. And again, imagining myself a tree. I think I tend to imagine myself an evergreen tree, but it's kind of nice to imagine myself a tree with multicolored leaves, responding to the changing season, temperature, light. Maybe letting go of all those leaves. Make a nice blanket on the ground for my roots. Bringing all that down, relaxing, stomping that out. Do a little finger hand check, which are slow, even though they're not puffy today, they're still pretty stiff. I wish you a lovely Tuesday, a terrific Tuesday. I have mixed feelings about that word, terrific. Anyway, whatever kind of Tuesday you prefer, I hope you get that for you. I thank you for stopping by. Michael, it's good to see you. Hope you're taking care of you. Peace.